Thompson-Robinson, heaving one down the sideline, and he's got Cassie over the top. Big side, down the sideline. Touchdown! His signature move and his signature performance. Allen, deep ball one more time. 58 yards this time.
You're listening to the Bruin Bible. This is your host, Will Decker, bringing you UCLA football content all throughout the year for LA Football Network.
What is up, Bruin Bible listeners? This is your host, Will Decker. We've got a very special sponsor to lead us off. We got BetOnline. BetOnline remains your number one source for all your baseball betting needs this season as it is officially opening day. Get analysis of every play, prop, and point at BetOnline. You'll find the latest odds, bracket contests, team matchups, and game trends at BetOnline as a whole. BetOnline is your baseball, basketball, football headquarters this season. Head to our website today and use our mobile device to sign up and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Be sure to use your promo code, BELIEVE, to receive your bonus pay. BetOnline, where the game starts. Now to the Bruin Bible. What's up, Bruin Bible listeners? This is your host, Will Decker. Apologies on the quiet week. We had a lot of cancellations, a lot of people that couldn't make the podcast. It was frustrating. I hate doing these solo, but I got to make sure I'm giving content out to you guys. And, you know, we're going to have a lot more content coming this week. We've got UCLA spring practice officially open to the public. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'm going to be there for the first 2 weeks on those dates. Would love to see you guys out there loud and proud for our UCLA Bruins. So let me know if we can make something happen. Let's pack, our goal is to pack the Rose Bowl this year. Let's pack the practice field to start that off and make sure we're progressing in the right way. Let's start. UCLA had a very, very big addition to the coaching staff. Director of leadership was hired with the coach of Navy, Ken Niumatalolo. Ken Niumatalolo, for those who are unfamiliar, is a three-time American Conference Coach of the Year. He coached the Navy midshipmen. He's the all-time leader in wins at Navy with a record of 109-86. Very, very credible coach. Graduated a lot of his players, did things the right way. Unfortunately, he was fired at his locker this past fall after losing to Army in double overtime. I don't think that's a way you should have gone about that. Ken Niumatalolo is a guy that, he has been to 10 bowl games as the head coach of Navy. And just knowing what we know about recruiting and how hard it is to recruit at your Armies, your Navies, your Air Forces, the fact he was able to get to 10 bowl games in that amount of time is incredibly, incredibly impressive. And to develop that talent to a point where you're going to bowl games that consistently, Niumatalolo is a heck of an addition to the Bruins coaching staff as a whole. And, it doesn't come without ties. His son, Alil Niumatalolo, and apologies if I mispronounced the name, his son is an offensive analyst, on the offensive line for UCLA. He previously was a tight end at Utah. And he's also connected with Bryce McDonald, who is the chief of staff for UCLA football, as well as Brian Norwood, who he has coached with since the 90s, who Brian Norwood has an executive role kind of with the UCLA staff, no longer the secondary coach, but still with the program. So just a lot of connections for Niumatalolo to come to Westwood. And I think it's going to be one that's welcomed. I mean, when you really break down what Chip is doing with this coaching staff about just bringing in a lot of credible voices, whether it's Clancy Pendergrass, it's, Deshaun Foster continues to be one of the best running back coaches in the country. Tim Drevno, like we saw what this guy did with the offensive line last year, one of the best jobs, I think, in the country in terms of getting his players from game 1 to game 12, in terms of them being prepared and ready to play. It's very, very awesome. And you just see some of the hires that they've made, your D'Anton Lynns, who we'll get into in a second, as well as your Kodi Whitfields, people like that. It's just a very, very exciting time to be a UCLA fan. And you couple that with what they've done in the transfer portal, Dante Moore coming in, there's receivers coming in, whether it's the Sturdivants, whether it's the Kyle Ford, the tight end room. This is the most loaded UCLA roster, and you're building upon that with another credible voice to come into the coaching room. I think it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful thing for UCLA football just to have Niumatalolo come through for UCLA, and it's just a very, very exciting time. So I want to start off with this. I think just a grade. Let's grade the new hires to the coaching staff. So Niumatalolo, Kodi Whitfield, and D'anton Lynn. So what I said about Niumatalolo, I mentioned he, traditionally speaking, was a very, very productive coach. Great leader. He graduated a lot of his players at Navy, made sure they were competitive, brings a different dynamic to the team. He was the first Samoan coach at any level in college football, which is just incredibly cool to add just a different background. He's the second Polynesian coach as well to be a head coach in college football. So just a guy with a very incredible background and just very, very skilled at what he does. So I think when you look at he's 6-4 in bowl games and the record and just the voice he brings to the room, I don't know how this is not an A grade. I think getting Niumatalolo and just adding him to the room of voices we can hear from is very, very special. So I'm going to give Niumatalolo an A. Let's go to D'anton Lynn now. D'anton Lynn, this is a guy that has the pedigree in terms of being that young coach as well as having an NFL background that I think we were really gunning for. I think the young coaches nowadays is kind of the hot trend in terms of elevating talent and making sure you're putting, the best product out there. And anyone that knows me knows we have a lot of talent in the secondary, whether it's Kirkwood, it's Davies, it's, Jordan Anderson, who came from Bowling Green, whether it's, Kamari Ramsey, RJ Jones is back there. We have a lot of guys that could have played at multiple, different universities at high level, but they chose to come to UCLA. I think D'anton Lynn is going to get the best out of them. I'm really, really excited for what he can potentially bring. He was an intern with the New York Jets in 2014 under Rex Ryan. He followed him to the Buffalo Bills in 2015 and 2016, then went to the Chargers to work with his dad, Anthony Lynn, then with the Texans, secondary coach, and then he went to the Ravens with John Harbaugh. All those guys are very credible, coaches. They don't just take in anybody. You have to earn your piece there, and D'anton Lynn comes highly recommended. A former 4-star player himself. He went to Penn State University. He did some great things. He played in the NFL for a hot second with the Jets. So D'anton Lynn is a guy that I just think is going to change the mentality. He's going to change the coaching schematics of UCLA football moving forward. I just think he's going to be a hell of a player as we continue to progress. So D'anton Lynn, I think I would probably go with a B just because he's relatively unproven at the position, but it checks all the boxes in terms of what we were looking for. So he's going to have to prove it. This is a defensive coordinator position where Chip Kelly has had Azenaro and he's had McGovern. McGovern was decent to start, but, unfortunately due to his health issues, it was tough for him to kind of keep that defense to the high level that we expected last year. So I'm going to give it a B, and it can be a little bit better moving forward. I think we have a bright future. I think we have a loaded defense this year. Ken Norton Jr. in the linebacking room, what he's doing, Latu returning on the defensive line, the Murphy twins, things of that nature. So I will give this one a B. And then the last guy I want to talk about is Kodi Whitfield. Kodi Whitfield, a guy that was an analyst for UCLA. He's now the secondaries coach specifically. He came from UCLA. He played college ball at actually Stanford. Went back into coaching, went up to Sacramento State, and he played a very crucial part of Sacramento State completely turning around their program. They had an 11-0 regular season last year, and they actually reached the quarterfinal of the FCS playoffs in his only year with the defensive backs. He was on the Bruin staff in the secondary when he really assisted with Quantrez Knight and Quentin Lake, who were kind of the leaders of the secondary. Both had great words to say about Kodi Whitfield moving forward. Just a guy that I think is a very quality hire and somebody that is familiar with UCLA enough, having been here 2 years, from the 2020 and 2021 season till now. So I'm excited. I'm going to put this one at a B+. He doesn't have the high stakes as a D'anton Lynn does, but I love what he can bring to the room, his familiarity with Westwood. And, he really coached those guys up where Quantrez Knight and Quentin Lake are, part of NFL rosters right now. These are guys that are competing for starting jobs, come fall practice. So really, really pumped on Kodi Whitfield. I got an A for Niumatalolo. I've got a B straight up for a guy D'anton Lynn. I got a B+ for Kodi Whitfield. I apologize on the short content this week once again, guys, but we got much more content coming your way from LA Football Network all this week. Much love, guys. I'll be talking to you soon. What is up, Bruin Bible listeners? We have another advertisement for you. We are so lucky to be sponsored by the great people at Athletic Greens. I started taking Athletic Greens specifically because I was lacking energy, lacking focus throughout the day, and needed some special pick-me-up ingredients to make things happen in my life. Athletic Greens has done just that. I've become absolutely addicted to the process. It has over 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source ingredients, probiotics, adaptogens to make your life easier by doing this during the day. I like to take it to start my mornings off. I like to do it before a workout. Makes you feel energized, focused, and just have a lot more energy throughout the day than I typically expected. Right now it's the time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every single day. That's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/LAFB. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/LAFB to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Athletic Greens, a game changer when it comes to your health and your focus and your mindset. Now to the Bruin Bible.